When installing the G2 threaded inserts, the first thing that we need to do is to tap the handlebar. So if you have a tap guide, that's what we would use. We would slide that over the handlebar, because the important part of this is that the threads need to be started straight. So with the tap guide, we just slide the tap in. It helps keep everything level and parallel. And so we just start to tap. And what we do is we'll turn so many quarter, half of a turn, and then we're going to back it up. And the reason we're doing is so the threads don't pile up behind it. So what we're going to do is then we're going to turn it a couple more threads, and we're going to back it up. After we've turned it about 2 rotations, what we'll do is we'll back the tap out. And the reason we're doing this is we will then blow either with air to move the tap threads that are dirty out of the way. So then we'll go back in, and then sometimes it turns a little hard. We're going to turn, and then we'll back her up a little bit to make sure we break the chips loose, and then we do this process. After we're so deep, what we'll do is we'll run the tap out. We'll blow air in to clear the threads, the chips, and then we'll continue tapping. Now when you tap the handlebar, the depth is very important on how far you install the insert. So we have this all the way tapped. We get a little ways, we'll run the tap back out. We'll clear the threads so that there are no chips in there, and we'll continue. Now one of the key things when we're tapping is when the last thread gets right to flush of the handlebar, that's really pretty close to the depth that we need tapped. So right when we get to where the last thread is flush, we're deep enough. So what we will do then is we will run our tap out. We will make sure the threads are clean, because there cannot be any chips left in the threads. And when you're taking the tap out, so that you don't ruin the threads, just be very careful taking it out. We're going to make sure that the threads are clear. When we do the insert, one of the key things in installation, this insert has to be turned in by your fingers. If it does not, you need to remove the insert, tap again, blow air in there to make sure there's no chips in the thread. Because if it does not go in with your fingers, the chance of messing these threads up are very likely. So we're going to turn that in now, with our fingers, and right as this is just a guide. Then what that is for, the insert needs to go in past flush. And one of the reasons the taper of the tap is the insert will start to bottom into the taper, and that makes everything fit in there nice and snug. So right when we get it, it's bottomed out now. So what we use is a 5mm Allen 12mm wrench, and what we will do, we will turn all of this in with both. And what that is doing is it's turning it into the taper of the tap that was tapped in here. And when the guide gets to the end of the handlebar, that's where it should be. What we do then, we break the jam nut loose, and then we just turn out This is only a guide to make sure the insert is put in past flush. It is not to be used in the installation of anything other than just a guide. After you've properly installed the threaded inserts, now it can be used either with the handguard system or the billet grip protectors.